Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Meditation Minyan. I'm Rabbi Hannah Leslie Glazer of Congregation Adat Re'im, and we welcome you, everyone who is with us right now, live on our Zoom or watching the recording afterwards. We're glad you're with us. So we are continuing in our series of counting the Omer and going through the different 7 sfirot the spiritual traits that we are cultivating on our way to Shavuot, the reception of the Torah. And we are practicing each of these sfirot in order. And this week we are looking at Yesod. I'm going to put that in the chat here. Y-E-S-O-D, Yesod. And so Yesod is like a foundation, like a grounding. And so after everything that we've been going through, Yesod is kind of digging down deep and going back to basics. So from the other things, the other experiences that we've had with the other sfirot, there's been wisdom learned. There have been things that maybe need to be tweaked. Yesod is kind of going back and setting up a new foundation in order to be able to then continue along the spiritual journey. So that is the idea of Yesod, and we're going to explore it in our meditation. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your seat. And whatever position you are in, you can close your eyes, lower your gaze. For Yesod, it's an important grounding trait. So you're going to want to, if you're sitting, you're going to want to try and get your feet on the floor. If you're lying down or in some other position, you're going to want to feel whatever is touching the earth. If you're seated, you want to really relax into your seat. The seat is holding you, and you can relax into that. And watch where your hands are and your arms. You may wish to rest them in your lap or on the arms of a chair. You may wish to have palms up or palms down, whatever feels comfortable. You want to look at the position of the shoulders, and you may need to kind of pull the shoulders up and back a little bit, aligning them, and that pulling them back and down opens up the heart space. Breathe into that heart space. So much of the practice of the sfirot is about allowing the heart to go first. So we'll send some breaths there. You can feel the air bringing light, bringing warmth. Bringing connection. You want to just take a moment to scan the rest of the body and see if there are other areas of the body that are holding tension. You can breathe into those places, and with the out breath, release the tension. Just to recap, our Sfirot and our journey up to now. We started with Chesed, with loving kindness that flows everywhere, reaches everything and everybody. And next we went to Gevurah, the boundaries, the container that helps hold the Chesed in, allows us to fill up when we're feeling empty. And the mixture of the two, the Chesed and the Gevurah, is Tiferet. It is a balance of love, of kindness and giving and boundaries and receiving, mature love. And from there, we move on to Netzach, initiative, the spirit that helps us to get up and go and do things, to act in the world. It's also the energy that helps us persevere when things are difficult. Netzach keeps us going. We also talked about it as eternity, a different metaphor there. And that then brought us to Hod, which we did last week. Hod being the bigger perspective that we get once we start to put ourselves in action. We start to see what happens and we start to get some perspective. What is sometimes also called glory. What it's like when we coast downhill. Things have already been put into motion and we just have to let it be and look around us. And Yesod then comes next. Yesod is also, just like Tiferet, it is another sphera that is about finding balance. Balance between taking initiative and allowing things to be, to let them ride. Knowing when to speed up and when to just go with it. And making those tweaks in life, constantly making those tweaks in life. And so Yesod takes that balance of Tiferet and it goes a little deeper into really making sure that our foundations are solid and that what we're building on is what it needs to be. Our spiritual lives. But also this could be applied to anything. Our jobs, our family life. Yesod is about, after we've taken a good look around, the bird's eye view that Hod offers us, it's about going back down into some of the details. And so in your meditation, you can imagine what that foundation might look like or feel like. You can picture it. If it needs some fortification, you can go in there and do that. You can explore what Yesod might feel like in the body. The Kabbalists associated it with the hips. The foundation that's right below the energy center of the body. And anyone who does yoga knows that there's a lot of importance into making sure there's good alignment and proper basis for things. And Yesod is very much about that too. Or you can explore and see what comes up for you. As we know in our group, whatever comes up for you is also welcome in exploring Yesod. So we've got about 9 minutes left. And I'm going to invite you to explore Yesod silently. And you might also want to think about what it's like to cultivate it in yourself, but also what it might be like to share it elsewhere as a trait of connection with others, with community, with friends or family. What would that be like? Wherever your heart and your mind takes you and your spirit, it is all welcome. So we'll be back now in 8.5 minutes. I'm going to mute now. And we'll come back. Meditation time is drawing to a close. I'll invite you to deepen your breath. Wish to open your eyes, raise your gaze, start coming back into the room. I want to bless you that whatever your experience with Yesod was today, that it should be for a blessing for you and all of those around you. That it might be something that you could bring into your lives in some way in the coming week. And we're going to build on that next week with the last one in the series, Malchut. And I'm excited to be sharing that with you in person. So thanks again for joining us. And I'm also going to put a link into the chat about the Sefirot and counting the Omer. Hopefully that link's going to work this time. And we will, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.